how does someone start getting into the technology and learning to operate a quadcopter?
So I recommend, starting small. As I mentioned before, the coaxial helicopters where a lot of people were starting maybe 6-7 years ago. That's all almost shifted entirely to quads. Now you can get that same stability from a small, really durable, because now instead of having large diameter blades spinning, which do a lot of damage, now you have a little teeny prop spinning really fast, but no damage that comes from those. So with the stabilization software, with the IMUs and the sensors, they know level, they auto level. You let go, it sits there. Learning of these things has never been easier, and that's why so many people are now rushing to them, because they are so easy to fly.
At the same time, though, the magnificent videography we've seen of these things following skiers and motorcyclists and all, that doesn't happen overnight.
They're becoming more tools. People aren't flying a quadcopter. I mean, there are some people doing that, but they're not going, I'm going to go out there and enjoy flying a quadcopter. They're going, how can I use this to get an image that I want or a video that I want? It's never been easier to get it something that would do that. We have our 350QX3 here and the Q500. They have a 1080p 60 frame per second camera on them, built in, integrated. It streams video down to a smart device. They have GPS integrated into them, pressure sensors. So outdoors, sit it into a hover and tell it to sit there, and it will sit there until the battery dies, basically. We have a mode in there called Smart Mode, which is really cool. Before we talked about orientations. If you're nose in, nose to the left, nose to the right, that's part of the problem with learning. We're using the GPS in there, and there's relative to your start position now, to where you don't have to know the orientation. You can sit there and spin and say, I want you to go away from me, and it will spin and go away from you. So all orientations, it's all relative to you now. So learning has never been easier with these.
At the same time, you start with a little handheld quad, and I see the prices on these are really ridiculously low. I'm a little surprised at how low they've become. How long can somebody count on working with a little mini quad before they can start looking at something that can carry a camera or carry a payload?
Really a beginner, no flight experience necessary, could go out and pick up one of the bigger ones and fly it. The problem is, if anything does happen, all those safety features are gone, because we turn all those off, because those are the things that are causing the problem. So then you have this $1,300, $1,000 product in there that you don't know how to fly. So if you start with the small one, spend a month, maybe 2 months learning on the small one, learning the basics, the big ones will fly identical to that, even with all the safety features turned off. If you're going to put money into it, learn on the smaller ones, and down the road it's going to save you a lot of money in the long run.
To those who are coming into this, one of the things that's pretty obvious is that most of model aviation is trying to be a good citizen.
Yeah.
What rules of the road do you suggest for early operators so that, one, they don't get in trouble, two, they don't become the next news story, and three, they start a progression into a mode of operation that makes them credit to the industry rather than one of those guys we all talk about under our breath?
Yeah. Well, the big thing is, don't fly beyond your skill level, for one. Don't go flying over large crowds, obviously. If you're flying in cities, GPS is going to have a problem, so make sure you turn that off. Just know how to fly without that. Biggest one, stay away from airports and full-scale aviation. But like in a lot of the products now, we're implementing features in there to where you can't fly that far away. So you can fly 150 feet up, 300 feet away. It will stop when it gets that far away from you. Everyone wants to see how high it can go. Well, when you start going up that high, you don't know if there's clouds, anything can come through those clouds that you don't know about, especially if you're near an airport. And if you're ever in question, just call the airport tower, let them know, hey, I'm going to be over here. Is that a problem for you guys? And most of the time they'll say, yeah, that's fine, you're small. But it never hurts. It's always better to have, safety on your side.
What's the future of these things? From the hobbyist standpoint, what are we going to see next? What are you guys working on within the limits of what you're willing to tell the public? What can we really expect from these?
The next big technology breakthrough in these will honestly be collision avoidance, active collision avoidance. So that's where right now, you're flying and something's flying through the air and you don't see each other, and, active collision avoidance, especially, for the beginner, where you can say, okay, you can fly it and you will not hit anything, where it will actively see everything around it and avoid it. That will be the next breakthrough in this technology. It's probably a couple years away, but I would say a lot of people are working towards that right now.
James, it's impressive as all get out. We're really looking forward to learning this technology and operating it for ourselves down the line. We're definitely going to be giving you a call. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Aero-TV is brought to you by
Redbird Flight Simulations is dedicated to revolutionizing flight training by designing, manufacturing, and delivering affordable and innovative flight training technologies. Each Redbird device is designed to enhance the training experience for pilots of all levels, from student to ATP. Redbird is quickly becoming the industry standard for flight training. Since Redbird introduced its revolutionary FMX in 2007, colleges, universities, and flight training operations around the world have integrated Redbird products into their curriculum. It's time to discover what Redbird can do for you. Join the migration.